Did you know that small daily decisions can determine whether you will be financially successful or remain in the same place? What separates those who enrich from those who are always in the grip of luck are not big blows, but small strategic changes. Today, I'm going to show you 10 simple changes that can transform your financial life forever. And the last tip, well, this may be the most powerful of all. So, leave the like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell, because what you will learn here can put you on the path of wealth. One of the reasons why many people never save money is because they leave to keep what's left at the end of the month. The problem? Never spare. The rich do it differently. They pay themselves first. And the simplest way to do that is by automating their finances. When you schedule an automatic transfer to your investment or savings account as soon as you receive your salary, you eliminate the risk of spending that money on impulse. This makes economics a habit, not a hard choice you have to make every month. It's like a ticket you pay for your own future. Imagine that every month you automatically transfer 10% of what you earn to an investment. At first, it may seem small, but over time, this money grows exponentially. The key is consistency. Who starts early and maintains this discipline can accumulate a considerable heritage without even feeling. In addition, automatic payment also prevents you from falling into the trap of emotional consumption. How many times have you spent money on something unnecessary simply because it was available in your account? When money has already been earmarked for something important, you think twice before spending what is left. This small change of setting up an automatic transfer can mean that, in a few years, you will have a secure financial cushion or even enough money to start investing in something bigger. It is a simple step, but it can completely transform your financial stability in the long term. Now tell me, do you already use this method, or are you still in the group that tries to save only with what is left over? Have you ever had the feeling that your money simply disappears? As if, at the beginning of the month, everything was under control, but suddenly the balance in your account dropped drastically without you realizing where it went. This happens because most people do not consciously track their expenses. One of the small changes that can have a huge impact on your finances is simply writing down each expense. It may seem insignificant, but this habit creates a powerful psychological effect. It increases your awareness of how you use your money. And when you become conscious, you start to spend more strategically. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can write it down on your cell phone, use a finance app, or even a simple notebook. The important thing is to record everything, from your rent to that coffee you bought in the afternoon. In a few days, you will begin to notice patterns that previously went unnoticed. Small unnecessary expenses add up to surprising amounts at the end of the month. A study showed that people who write down their expenses tend to save up to 20% more than those who don't. This happens because when you see your expenses, you feel more responsible for them. You start to ask yourself, do I really need this? Or could this money be invested? In addition, tracking your expenses allows you to create realistic financial goals and identify opportunities to save. You will realize that many of your expenses are automatic habits that can be adjusted without compromising your quality of life. Now tell me, have you ever tried to write down your expenses? If not, how about starting today? Imagine becoming financially stable without having to worry every day about every penny that comes in and out of your account. Sounds like a dream, right? But this is actually one of the simplest and most powerful changes you can make: automating your finances. The biggest problem most people have is a lack of discipline when it comes to saving and investing. They get paid, pay their bills, spend a little here and a little there, and before they know it, they have nothing left to invest in the future. The solution? Take the emotional part out of the equation and make this process automatic. Set up an automatic debit for your savings and investments as soon as the money hits your account. Set a percentage of your salary. It could be 10%, 15%, or even more, to be transferred directly to an investment or savings account before you have a chance to spend it. This way, you build wealth without having to think about it every day. This technique is known as pay yourself first and is used by some of the most financially successful people. Instead of saving what's left at the end of the month, because there's almost never any left, you make your financial security a priority. In addition, you can automate bill payments to avoid unnecessary fines and interest. This way, you eliminate the stress of forgetting due dates and keep your financial life organized. If you've ever tried to save and failed, this change could be a game changer. With automation, you can transform the habit of saving and investing into something as natural as breathing. And this can change your financial life forever. Now tell me, what's stopping you from automating your finances today? Have you ever noticed how small expenses can drain your money without you even realizing it? These are those invisible expenses that seem harmless, but over time, can be sabotaging your financial freedom. Imagine spending $5 a day on a coffee on the street. It seems like a small amount, right? But at the end of the month, that's already $150, and in a year, $800. Now think about how many small purchases like this you make without realizing it. Subscriptions you don't use, unnecessary bank fees, forgotten paid apps, impulsive snacks. When you add it all up, the impact on your budget can be huge. The solution? Do a personal financial audit. For a month, write down all your expenses, even the smallest ones. At the end of the period, review each one and ask yourself, does this really improve my life? Could this money be better invested in something that gives me a return? Often, cutting just these unnecessary expenses can free up hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And best of all, without sacrificing your quality of life. You don't have to give up coffee, but you can make it at home for a fraction of the cost. You can cancel that forgotten subscription and redirect that money to something that really matters, like investing or financial education. Spending money wisely doesn't mean living in deprivation. It means ensuring that every dollar you spend adds value to your life. Small changes like these can have a huge impact on your financial future. Now tell me, what invisible expenses can you eliminate today to have more money at the end of the month? Making financial decisions all the time can be exhausting. That's why one of the most powerful changes you can make is to automate your financial life. This means creating a system where your money works for you without you having to think about it every month. The first step is to automate your investments. Set up an automatic transfer to an investment account as soon as your paycheck hits your account. This way, you pay yourself first and avoid the mistake of spending what you should be investing. Many banks and brokerages allow this scheduling, making the process simple and efficient. Another essential point is automating bill payments. Late payments can generate unnecessary interest and fines, and organizing everything manually is a hassle. Setting up automatic debits for your fixed bills, such as rent, internet, and energy, avoids headaches and keeps your finances organized. In addition, you can create an automatic savings system. Apps and banks offer tools that round up purchases and save the difference. For example, if you spend $9.50, the system rounds it up to $10 and invests the $0.50 automatically. It may not seem like much, but over the months, this money can turn into a significant reserve without you even realizing it. Automating your finances reduces stress and prevents impulsive decisions from sabotaging your goals. With a well-tuned system, you can save and invest effortlessly, ensuring a more secure and prosperous financial future. Now tell me, what part of your financial life can you automate today to make your path to wealth easier? When it comes to building wealth, the key is to start early and be consistent. However, most people have difficulty investing regularly, whether due to lack of time or uncertainty about what to do. But the good news is that by automating your investments, you can overcome these obstacles and ensure that your money works for you, without you having to put in much effort. One powerful strategy is to set up automatic investment in low-cost funds, such as ETFs or index funds. Instead of trying to predict the best time to invest, you make regular deposits, regardless of what is happening in the market. This reduces the anxiety of trying to get the timing right, and over time, you begin to benefit from the concept of dollar-cost averaging. This means you buy more units of an investment when prices are low and fewer when prices are high, balancing out costs over time. Additionally, by automating your investments, you eliminate the temptation to spend money on things that aren't as important. Since the funds are automatically withdrawn and allocated to your investment, the money is already off your mind, and you feel more comfortable letting your money grow over time. By investing automatically, you can also benefit from compound interest, which occurs when your investments generate returns, and those returns, in turn, generate more returns. Over time, this effect can be transformative, as you are constantly reinvesting your earnings and making your money grow exponentially. With automatic investing, you are creating a healthy financial habit that works for you, without the need for constant supervision. It doesn't matter if you only have a few dollars to invest initially. The important thing is to get started and be consistent. Now think about it. What can you automate in your investments to ensure that your money continues to work for you month after month, without you having to worry about it? Having an emergency fund is one of the most important financial decisions you can make to protect your future. However, many people struggle to build one because they often end up spending the money on other priorities or forgetting to save. The good news is that, just like investing, you can also automate the creation of an emergency fund. This eliminates the temptation to spend this money and ensures that you have a financial cushion for emergencies. First, determine how much you want to have in your emergency fund. Ideally, you should have 3 to 6 months of basic expenses: housing, food, transportation, etc. Once you have this number, set a fixed amount to be automatically transferred to a separate savings account or high liquidity fund. These automatic deposits act as a way to pay yourself first. Instead of waiting until the end of the month to see if you have anything left to save, you are already committed to putting a set amount into your emergency fund. This helps you avoid procrastination and ensures that you are always building up your emergency fund for any unexpected situations. Plus, by keeping this fund in a separate account, you reduce the temptation to dip into it for other expenses. The goal is to ensure that you have a financial safety net without having to resort to debt or jeopardize your financial stability when an emergency arises, such as an unexpected medical expense or urgent car repair. Your emergency fund should not be considered part of your investments, but rather as a buffer that is there to give you peace of mind. This money should be easily accessible, but not so much that it is used for impulse purchases. Now consider, how can you set up an automatic system to ensure that your emergency fund grows regularly without you having to think about it? Once you have automated your investments and created a solid emergency fund, the next step to multiplying your money is learning how to reinvest your returns. Many investors make the mistake of withdrawing profits from their investments instead of letting them grow. By reinvesting your earnings, you make the power of compound interest work even harder for you. When you reinvest the dividends or profits that your investments have generated, you use them to buy more stocks, more shares of funds, or other growth opportunities. This creates a positive spiral, where returns start to generate more returns. This is especially important when it comes to long-term investments, such as stocks and real estate funds, where continued growth can be exponential. The key to success here is patience and consistency. The sooner you start reinvesting your returns, the more time the compounding effect will have to work for you. But to ensure that this happens effortlessly, you should set up automatic reinvestment whenever possible. Many brokerages and banks offer this option, where dividends or earnings are automatically used to buy more shares of the fund or stock. When you adopt this habit, you are essentially creating a machine that, over time, will generate wealth on its own. And best of all, by automating the process, you avoid the mistake of withdrawing profits and spending them on things that won't contribute to your financial future. Now, ask yourself, are you ready to let your money grow nonstop, simply by setting up automatic reinvestment of your profits? While automating your savings and investments is essential to achieving financial independence, it's also crucial to keep a tight rein on your spending. If you spend more than you earn, your efforts to build wealth can quickly be derailed. That's why automating your spending can also be a valuable strategy. One of the first things to do is create an automatic budget. Today, many banks and finance apps offer tools to automatically categorize your spending and compare it to the budget you've set. This helps you identify where you're spending more than you should and where you can cut back without compromising your quality of life. In addition, by automating the division of your salary, you can allocate a portion directly to your fixed bills, a portion to investments, and a portion to your emergency fund, before you even have a chance to spend it. This creates financial discipline and ensures that you never forget to pay off your debts or invest for the future. Another interesting method to control your spending is using cashback and rewards apps. Automating these tools so that you can take full advantage of the discounts and returns on each purchase helps keep your finances in balance. As you accumulate these benefits, you can use them to further increase your emergency fund or make additional investments. By automatically controlling your spending, you reduce the chance of being tempted to spend on impulse because you've already planned for the future. The simple act of setting aside your money for investments and expenses before you access it can be a powerful way to ensure that your funds are being used wisely. Now think about it. What can you automate to keep your spending under control and ensure that your money is being properly allocated to achieve your goals? While automation is an extremely effective tool, it also requires periodic review. Financial circumstances change over time, whether it's due to changes in your salary, your financial goals, or even your personal needs. It's important to review your automation system regularly to ensure that it remains aligned with your goals. For example, if you receive a pay raise, you may want to increase the amount of automatic transfers to your emergency fund or investments. Likewise, if you pay off a significant debt, it may be time to redirect that portion to your savings or investments, further increasing your growth potential. Similarly, if any of your investments are no longer meeting your expectations, you may need to reevaluate your resource allocation strategy, always looking for more profitable ways to achieve your goals. This may mean switching funds, changing your investment strategy, or even looking for safer alternatives, depending on your risk profile. The key is to create an automatic and periodic review of your financial system. Many apps offer alerts or monthly reports that allow you to track your progress without having to do the review manually. This keeps your financial life moving forward, without you having to constantly worry about the details. Now think about it. Are you taking the time to review your automation system and make adjustments whenever necessary? How can you make this process even more efficient and effortless? Asterisk. The real magic of financial automation is consistency. It doesn't matter if you start small or set modest goals. The important thing is to stick with the process. Automation removes the variable of procrastination and doubt, ensuring that money is invested and saved without relying on your momentary motivation. Every automatic deposit, every reinvestment, and every bill paid on time represents a step toward financial freedom. When you let the system work for you, the mathematics of time, the power of compound interest, and financial discipline begin to do the heavy lifting. You'll see over the months and years how your automatic financial habits will make all the difference in your success. Being consistent with automation is also a reminder that often the path to wealth isn't about big leaps, but about small, regular steps. Every contribution you make, even if it seems insignificant at the time, is an investment in your future. Now ask yourself, how can you continue to be consistent with your finances, even when the temptation to spend or deviate from your goals arises? The key is to stay disciplined, trust the process, and let automation do the work for you. Financial automation is not a fad, but a smart strategy that can transform your life. By automating your investments, payments, savings, and spending control, you eliminate stress, reduce procrastination, and let your money work for you without requiring constant effort. With automation, the path to wealth becomes simpler, more efficient, and safer. You can focus on other important areas of your life, knowing that your financial future is being carefully prepared and protected. Now it's up to you. What actions will you take to start automating your finances today? The first step may be simple, but the results over time will be extraordinary. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like, and share. See you next time.